how to build a super easy automatic melon and pumpkin farm. These are the resources you will need for this farm. Okay guys, so the first step is to break a 9x9 hole into the ground. So simply break out 9 blocks into the ground going one way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then dig 8 more blocks going another way. So in total you should have a 9x9 kind of, square or whatever. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then just dig out this until you reach the other end. And then just dig out this kind of, all the dirt in the middle right here. So after you've dug out all the dirt in the middle, dig down one more. So in total you should have a 9x9 kind of hole into the ground, which is 2 blocks down. Okay guys, so then what we will need to do is head into one of the corners and then just break 2 blocks into the ground, because we will need to have a disposal system, having hoppers and chests. Then just dig this a little bit more into the wall, and I would recommend making a little staircase just so you can, stand up here and be able to access the chests. So then just place a double chest right here with 2 hoppers going into the double chest. Okay guys, so if you have done this exactly how I have done it, from this kind of hopper count 2 blocks going out towards the, the long side of the dirt. So basically 1, 2, and on the second block break 2 blocks into the ground, and then in the middle row right here just break kind of a long 2 block down wall or whatever, like I have done right here, and then just place redstone torches all in here. And then after you've done this, you can cover this up again. I would recommend using a block you recognize, because that's gonna make it easier. But yeah, okay guys, so now we are going to place in all the railings. So to do that, start by placing railings on top of the hoppers we placed until you reach the kind of stone we have placed right here. Then place 2 powered rails, and then just continue with rails. Then head back and do the same right here with the powered rails. And don't reach the end. You have to leave kind of 1 space block on the left side right here. Then just go back just like this and do this until you reach the end. Okay guys, so when you're getting close to the end row, simply just run this the last railings kind of just into the wall right there. But right before you hit the end wall, dig 2 blocks into the ground just like we did in the middle. Place a redstone torch, then just cover up the redstone torch and replace it with a powered rail. Do the same on the other side. So simply just run this rail all the way until the corner, then just dig 2 blocks into the corner ground right here. Place a redstone torch block above and then a powered rail. So to make sure this is right, you can place a hopper minecart anywhere on the railing, anywhere on the powered railing, and it should be going back and forth. Then what you can do is quickly just map out where the corners of this farm is with blocks, just make it a little bit easier. And then what you will have to do is replace kind of 1 block above all the railings with dirt. It's important that this is dirt too, because we are going to plant, seeds here. Okay guys, so now we will need to place a water source in the middle of this thing, or this kind of platform we have. So basically from this one of the counter blocks you build, or corner blocks, count 4 blocks in diagonally towards the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on the 5th block, destroy that block and replace it with a slab, and then water block that slab. Okay guys, so then what we will have to do now is basically start off in this middle block, and every kind of other diagonally block, hoe them down using a hoe, and then just continue hoeing down the rest of the land. Make sure that you have a block, block space between all the farmlands, so you should not have any farmland looking like this, or with 2 farmlands next to each other. And do this until you reach kind of end right here, just like this. Okay guys, so if you have done this correctly, your farm should be looking like this so far with the whole land. Now guys, what you will need to do now is place a light source in the middle right here above the water. This can be any type of light source, so a sea lantern, jack-o'-lantern I believe, or a glowstone. So simply just have a light source in the middle right there. Basically what you will have to do now is just to place all your seeds. Now this can either be melon seeds or pumpkin seeds. I'm gonna place a little bit of both, but you place however many you want to. Okay guys, so what you will have to do now is place a temporary roof on top of all these seeds, 2 blocks above the seeds. Now this can be of any type of block, but you're gonna have to destroy them afterwards, so I would recommend just building something simple. But basically what you will have to do is just place 2 blocks on top of the kind of corner blocks you build, then just build a little pillar in towards the middle, and then just cover up all the seeds just like this. Now you have to remember there has to be a 2 block gap between the seeds and basically the roof, so you can stand under them. But just fill in all this with dirt. Okay guys, so after I've done this, head under here, and now what you will have to do is basically above every block that isn't, you know, a farmland with a seed planted, you will have to place a piston facing downwards. Now this might be a little hard because of, you know, how you can't always place pistons facing straight downwards. So what you might have to do is just dig a little bit into the ground and then place pistons going downwards, just like this, but you just do it however you can, but make sure you just place pistons above every block that is facing downwards. Okay guys, I'm quickly going to show you another way to do this. What you can do is just place 2 temporary dirt blocks on top of arrow blocks, and then just place 2 pistons on top of each other just like this. Then just power the top piston to push the second piston down. This is definitely a way you can do this to make it a little bit easier. I believe on Java, because for some reason mechanics are different, this is a lot easier to do on Java, but it's still doable on Bedrock. If you're having a hard time, I would simply recommend just doing it this way, simply placing 2 pistons on top of each other and then lighting the top piston. But anyways, just make sure you do this and then get back. Okay guys, after you've done what I have just told you to do, what you need to do now is just break all the dirt or whatever block you use to build a temporary platform. Okay guys, so after I've broken all the blocks, what you need to do now is between every piston simply place a solid block. Now this can be cobblestone, smooth stone, or any type of block that is just a hard block. So just make sure you fill in all this with any type of block, whatever block you want. Okay guys, so after I've done this, what you will need to do now is place redstone almost on top of on top of this platform with the pistons and the blocks. But basically what you will need to do is head into one of the corners and count 1 block diagonally in, so 1, and then just place rows of redstone just before you reach the end block. So in total you should have something looking like this, and then fill in the middle here with redstone too. Okay guys, so after I've done this thing with the redstone, what you will need to do now is head into one of the sides. This can be any of the sides. Then what you will need to do is find the middle block of the platform and then place a redstone dust right here. Then either one to the left or one to the right, place another redstone. Then what you will need to do is place 2 blocks kind of going out, 2 temporary blocks going out from where you place the redstone, and then place 2 observers with a little red eye looking towards the redstone. Then what you can do is destroy these blocks under, and now what you will need to do is place 2 daylight sensors in front of those observers, and when you do that, the pistons will go down. So what you will need to do now is activate one of the daylight sensors. So basically how this works is that whenever nighttime falls, the pistons will be pushed down. Whenever daytime comes, the pistons will be pushed down. So whenever the sun changes, the pistons will be pushed down. Or whenever the sun has kind of a main changing point. That might not make a lot of sense. If you want me to explain that more, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll try to explain it as good as possible. Now what you will need to do is simply just build a glass wall going all around the bottom of this farm. You can also destroy the temporary blocks or the blocks you placed in the corners. There's no need to keep them there. And now the farm is pretty much done. I also want to mention that what you can do is also get a villager close by and have it as a composter villager, because that means that whenever these crops grow, you can use them to trade for emeralds, which also makes this an emerald farm. Okay guys, so as you just saw, all the melons and pumpkins that were here were just pushed down by the pistons because the sun is kind of going up, I believe. So soon all the pumpkins and melons will be picked up by this little hopper minecart and then disposed into this chest. So anyways guys, that was the farm, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find this helpful. If you have any other tutorials you want me to make, feel free to comment them and I'll get started on them right away. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.